And this one has excellent music as well. I'll be talking with the music director. And this year, the first class to go all the way through St. John Newman Catholic School celebrated their graduation. We're going to be talking to one of those students. And finally, we're going to be talking about a national awareness campaign called 3 and 4 Need More. Organizers will talk to us about the importance of planning for long-term care. That's all next on Rochester in Focus. Welcome back. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, almost 70% of people over the age of 65 will require some form of long-term care. That's about 3 in 4 of us. And that statistic inspired a campaign called 3 and 4 Need More. And here to talk to us about that campaign is Bill Jones, the president of MedAmerica. Thanks for being here, Bill.
Christine, thanks for having me.
No problem. So we're saying most of us probably recognize at some point you're going to have to make some sort of plan for long-term care. But I'm guessing most people don't necessarily know the options that are out there for them.
Yeah, most of us tend to think that the way things are today are the way it's going to be forever, and we don't want to think about the eventuality of needing some form of help as we age. But the reality is that 7 out of 10 couples are going to face that reach the age of 65. So we need to plan for that.
And there's, interesting, a bus tour that's kind of promoting this campaign across the country right now?
Yes. The 3 and 4 Need More campaign is really a collective of a lot of us in the industry are trying to raise awareness for folks, particularly baby boomers, the need to plan for eventual need for long-term care services. So, you know, a bus is an inexpensive way to get around, and it's fun, and baby boomers kind of, you know, identify with an older bus that's kind of decorated and kind of cool going around the country. And Dr. Marion Summers, who is our spokesperson, has been focused on geriatric issues for 40 years. And, you know, she helps drive the bus and point it around and speaks to various people across the country about the need to plan for the eventual need of long-term care services.
And when we say long-term care services, what does that, what is that?
Well, long-term care basically is when you're unable to get through the day on your own. You need help with some physical attributes of getting through the day, like eating or dressing or bathing, or it's the need for help because you've lost cognitive function. And you know, when those things happen and we can't get through the day on our own, we need somebody to help us.
So how do you go about planning for something like that? I mean, it's a hard thing to have to think about when you're young and you're youthful and you have your life ahead of you, you feel like, but how do you plan for the inevitable, I suppose?
Well, the first thing you do is you become aware of what the costs for these types of services are, and understand that they're not covered through traditional health insurance or through Medicare. Long-term care was never planned for, you know, when Medicare was put into being in 1966, and it's just not covered for long periods of time in traditional health insurance. So you need to become aware of that, understand what the costs of care can be, and in this area, in the Rochester area, a nursing home can run in excess of $110,000 a year. Wow. Home care can cost half of that or 60% of that, and most people in their retirement plan, they're not budgeting those types of expenses. So you need to recognize that and put a plan into effect either through purchase of insurance or setting up a reverse mortgage, or even talking with family members and saying, you know, what do we do if I need help?
Yeah, because there are some families that say, you know, I can help you as much as I can, but at some point the money has to be there, and your family members might not be there to support you.
Yeah, there's a term in our industry called the sandwich generation, where people like my age are sandwiched between caring for their parents and caring for their children or even their grandchildren. And it's just, it's very difficult. It's a very burdensome issue when it comes to families.
Now, you're the president of MedAmerica, a local company here in Rochester. What can MedAmerica do to help people with these things?
Well, we're an insurance company, so we provide insurance products to help transfer the risk from you as an individual over to the insurance company through the purchase of a policy. We can do that, but the other thing that we can do is we can help with the education and the awareness campaign by being a supporter of the 3 and 4 Need More campaign. which we do.
Do people respond well to this campaign? Do they understand that this is important?
People understand it, but we all have a tendency to think it's not going to happen to me.
Yeah.
And the statistics just simply say otherwise, you know, that it is going to happen. The 7 out of 10 chance is worse than the flip of a coin. So, you know, gambling with those kinds of odds is probably not advised.
Any quick tips for people if they say, this is me, I need to go about planning this? What are the first steps they need to take quick?
Well, the first step, I think, is to learn, you know, educate yourself about the issue, about what the costs are, about what the options are, and talk to a trusted advisor. Everyone I know has some form of a trusted advisor, whether it's an insurance agent, some professional, an attorney, a CPA, financial advisor. Talk to some people about this and say, you know, what are other clients that you have doing to mitigate this risk?
Excellent. Well, if you'd like to learn more about the 3 in 4 Need More campaign, you can go to their website. It's www.3in4needmore.com, or you can give them a call at 888-874-2780. Bill here is from MedAmerica in Rochester. If you would like to contact them, you can give them a call at 454-1700. Thanks so much for being here again, Bill.
Thank you, Christine.
Well, coming up next, 7 years ago, St. John Newman School was formed from the consolidation of St. John the Evangelist and St. Ambrose schools. This year, they celebrated their first graduating class. I'm talking to one of those students next.